If you woke up with 1 billion naira in your bank account, what would happiness look like to you?
Number one,
Yes.
I'm going to, you see, everything from my jaw down will be worked on.
Are you serious?
Yes. My body, I will be so, snatched, chiseled.
I've realized
Of
that
course.
God never makes a mistake. So however He's created you to be is perfect as it is. That's why a lot of people always say, live in the moment instead of the future.
What is true happiness to you?
You know that happiness and joy are two different things?
Yeah, joy
you know,
temporary,
right?
yeah.
Exactly. Joy is very temporary because... But then happiness is more of like something that you get from...
I think I've been very unhappy, like as a growing child. There's no reason to be happy in life because
come on.
challenges come every single day.
Everyone says that they want happiness, but is it really happiness that we want, or is the image of it?
The amount of pressure we face in our generation, money, hustle culture, and social media, it almost leaves you wondering, is happiness even possible, or is just a myth? Yes, I was going to ask you, what is true happiness to you?
That's a very dodgy question, but I feel like happiness has to do with self-fulfillment. It's all about you, what makes you happy genuinely. You're not being carried away by superficial stuff like what the world thinks. And usually I feel like happiness comes from fulfillment, a personal fulfillment. Like, you know that happiness and joy are two different things?
Joy,
you know,
temporary,
right? Exactly. Joy is very temporary because it just comes like a flicker, of the moment, and then it goes. But then happiness is more of like something that you get from fulfillment, something that you get from feeling whole within yourself. And the reason I'm saying within yourself is because it has nothing to do with the outside world or what other people think.
Right.
But a lot of people kind of think that happiness has to do with what the world thinks. It's not about what the world thinks or how they feel about you or how much money you have or how much achievement you have. It's a self-fulfillment. So it could be about your emotions. It could be about your status. It could be about your physical or your health. It's a personal thing. So everyone's happiness is very different. And I don't I don't expect people to feel that, oh, if I'm happy, then it means that I have money. Because there was a time I had so much money, and I'm not even trying to brag.
Baller.
By the way, I'm not trying to brag, but that was when I realized that it wasn't about money.
The money.
Yeah, that was when I knew it.
That's fair. So to me, I've really had a very long journey when it comes to happiness.
This makes me
I'm very big on human psychology. I say this thing every day. So for me, I think I've been very unhappy, like as a growing child. And this is not because of my parents or my siblings or anything. I think it had a lot to do with society, school, blending in, stuff like that, right? And for me, happiness came from within. The second I stopped giving a fuck, I became happy. For real. It's very strange because the more I care, I'm giving reasons to feel not so good about a lot of things. So you need to, first of all, look into you, study yourself, love yourself, accept yourself, and be comfortable in any position you are at that time. Because if I look at life, there's no reason to be happy in life because challenges come every single day. Like you need to finger pick the people who would be around you, who would actually make you feel better and okay. Like this doesn't mean that they need to be kissing your ass or lying to you. You just need to have people who are genuine around you. And for me, I think my relationships and relationship with myself and the right people is where I found happiness.
So I kind of feel that people tend to not like themselves or not like their life.
True.
Yeah, I think that that's a trend. It's just something, maybe because it makes them feel like they are modest, or it makes them feel like they're not bragging too much. So they are very humble. So for some reason, they always pick on the things that make them unhappy. But there's something that I've personally realized in my young years on earth. I've realized that God never makes a mistake.
Yeah, he
doesn't. At any point in time, any year, any age, any moment, he never makes a mistake. So however he's created you to be is perfect as it is. I know that some people might be like, oh yeah, that's easy for you to say because, oh, maybe you look the way you look, or maybe you're...
or you're privileged
but
to,
then the truth is, I've had my moments when I even don't feel all
the
that.
best,
I don't feel like, oh, today I'm looking 100 or
but
I'm
you used
feeling
to look
100. I know I always...
I'm disagreeing.
I put in the work, bro. I put in the work, let's be honest. The truth is, nobody always looks perfect.
Right.
You kind of need to put in the work to always look a certain way, or the way that you want to be addressed. And even when I try to put it on and my feelings don't tally, maybe I'm not feeling 100%. One thing I always remind myself is the same thing I just said to you guys. So never forget it. God never makes a mistake. If you're in a state or you're in one place, that place you're meant to be there.
Exactly.
And that's the right time.
Exactly.
There's no such thing as, oh, it's a mistake, I'm here by then. No, you're there for a reason and for a purpose. Focus on that reason or that moment, and then you can find happiness. I think that's why a lot of people always say, live in the moment instead of the future. What
so there are
can
two
happen,
things, right?
what couldn't happen. You need to focus on where you are now, what's happening with you now. Make the best of that moment now, so that when you move to the future that you are afraid of, you can also live in that moment of that future.
I understand.
Don't get it twisted.
Yeah, that's true. I totally agree with you when it comes to, like, if you have a problem right now, I think the trick or like the hack to it is any problem that you're unable to solve currently, leave it for another time. Like, focus on the one that you can solve now. If you're having like rent problems, we didn't say don't walk, but say carry you knack for ground. You cannot pay that rent. My dear, move on to another problem. At least you'll be able to sort all of these things one by one. And just the same way she said, if you're any position you find yourself, that's where you're supposed to be at that time. Like, as long as you know that you tried your best is not as if your best wasn't enough. It's just that this is as much as your best can give you. So you should know that you would have been in a worse place if you didn't try at all. So, when we try to compete with people or use other people's achievements as a yardstick for what we should have achieved at a particular time, we get it wrong. So many people make it at like 50, 100. You understand what I mean? It's like,
I don't know about 100.
What of Sarah and Abraham?
Does not make it. That's a different
They
thing.
had Isaac.
That's a different...
That's an achievement.
Yes, but that's not a make it.
I understand. But like, I don't think there's like an age or a specific time frame for someone to make it or achieve things in life. You should also be okay with the fact that not everybody is going to be a billionaire. Not everybody is going to look perfect. Not everybody is going to be their Instagram model. But you know what? You can always be. You can always be you.
Yourself.
Because nobody is going to be you. Period. But not me feeling like I
exactly, because I'm almost like, wait, is Kelvin that's been like, not everybody that's gonna be you. Look at the person who's preaching about not everybody's gonna be you. I know how long I always preach that to you.
Yeah, honestly,
I know how long.
Truly.
But I also realized that one thing about the world in general. So the world has these standards that they create for themselves, not really for me, because my own standards are based on where God puts me at what time and what my own situation is. But I realize that the world has these standards that they always expect you to live up to, forgetting that no two persons have the same life or the same experiences that mold them into the persons that they are. So I know that my own past experiences are the things that have molded me into this woman that I am today. However, I may come across, maybe put together or a little bit scattered, is my experiences that put me here. So also with the other person. And I don't expect that we have the same experience. So we cannot be measured or, qualified with the same yardstick. I think that that's very unfair, but then it's something that the world just does to you. Do not get carried away by what the world is saying. How about you listen to your own voice, your own moments, your own time, and appreciate yourself. If people can really love themselves for just who they are, we wouldn't have any of all this fake life or competition or saying, oh, I have to wear this, I have to go to the... You wouldn't have any of that.
Yeah. And that one, I'm kind of like, it's very different because for me, in as much as I'm happy and comfortable in who I am, there are just some things that people would call like typically fake, like having like numbers on social media, having like the perfect body, giving the illusion that you're living a very perfect life. I feel like there's also a fulfillment that comes with that. What do you think?
So I guess that there is, but it's like is that the one that they call dopamine? There's
a way, that feeling when you post a photo.
Yeah, so that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's when you derive pleasure or you feel happy from other people's approval. And that is not happiness. That's fleeting.
Not exactly
that's
happiness.
Fleeting. And then you feel some kind of joy or some kind of dough. That's why I said, is that the one that they call dopamine? Because I think that's the one where you just have this feeling of
it's just joy. It lasts for a week.
Where you're elated for a moment. Now, I know that a lot of people like to say that all that life is so fake, it's not real, but it still is real to some people.
Is.
Some people, that's what their life is.
Mm-hmm.
However, it isn't true because they are seeking that attention from other people. You cannot feel fulfilled or filled up by another person. The reason is because the person does not know where your liters or where your limit reaches.
Exactly.
The person doesn't have that gauge. So the person cannot fill you up completely. But you can feel yourself because you know where it hurts or you know where your own limits are.
So basically, the true happiness is from within, not necessarily
it's not
what people
at all,
think.
It's nothing about the outside, because how can you rely on people outside to give you happiness?
Very unreliable human
beings. It's not like they love you. You know that they don't love
you.
You know that if you need them for something, they're not going to be there for you.
I learned that recently.
So why does it matter when they applaud or not applaud you? It's not like you can call them for a favor. It's not like if anything really bad is happening, they're all going to clamor around you and save you.
They wouldn't.
So why are you waiting for them to clap for you? I don't understand. Even God that created you, He created you unique to yourself.
Right.
And He put the talent that He put in you for you to praise Him. So it's crazy that you're expecting other people outside that have their own talent and their own problems to remove themselves from there and start to focus on you. That's just outrageous.
Because people even select who they celebrate. Honestly. I mean, look at most of our like really big creatives now. I didn't call names, but like, how creative are these creatives?
You don't even have to name names.
Like they just
really cracks me up.
They just say today that, now this one way we go, chair. And like, they grow so big.
I also realized that there's something that the majority loves.
Yeah.
They love it when especially in Nigeria though. Mm-hmm. I think that we're going through so much hardship that we need people to always make us laugh. And if somebody does not make you laugh, you kind of feel like, this person is reminding me of my issues. Yeah. This person is reminding me of my problems. So let me not celebrate
Nigeria don't even like knowledge.
However, those things aren't even real. Those times when you're laughing, I mean, it's just a feeling. You just get that feeling and then it goes. But if we can open our minds to intellectual stuff and then we can like build on those things and then appreciate ourselves for who we are, then we can find true happiness. I feel like a lot of Africans are very angry people.
Yeah, very
and
angry
sad
and
bitter.
don't like knowledge at all. The moment you sound smart, they are so bored.
Yeah.
They are so bored. You either have to say something that makes them angry or something that is really stupid that plays more into their low IQ, then good, fantastic. The moment you make sense is like, pass.
Yeah, I feel... Okay, so to speak about that, I think that what happens with a lot of them is they feel like you're insulting them when you point out things that show that they are not very smart or intellectual. The word is intellectual because, you know, everybody is smart in what aspect that they choose. But I mean, intellect, when you're a deep thinker, when you're a critical thinker, that's quite different. But I think that whenever you say something that sounds intelligent, for them, it highlights or showcases the fact that they are not so critical with their thinking. So then it makes them feel inferior or like makes them develop a complex. Then they get angry at you. But the point isn't you. The point is they need to go back and reflect in their own thoughts and figure out what they are missing or what they didn't, think about. I think that that's where we have a real friction in the country when it comes to speaking about intellectual stuff and just being a skit maker or like a comic person. But I must commend some of these skit makers. You guys are very intellectual. Like, you're still very funny, but you're making it very intellectual. Like, there's a lesson or there's something or a topic or there's something that makes it so obvious that like tells us that you guys are smart. Like Sydney Tucker. I cannot lie. Nas boy. I cannot lie. Who again? I don't want to name some people.
I think Zik
Salome. Zik Salome too is another person. I don't want to not name some other skit makers.
But
you guys don't take offense, but
trying.
Generally, I know that just to name a few, that these guys put in the work to give us some sensible stuff. If you woke up with 1 billion naira in your bank account, what would happiness look like to you? Would it really shift? Or would it just move to like newer problems? I feel like for me, first of all, I think that the people that always have newer problems when they make so much money are people who like have a loud mouth, who just go around telling other people about it. So when I find my own 1 billion naira, because I know I will. When I see that 1 billion naira in my bank account, nobody's going to hear about it. First of all, I will enjoy my happiness or my joy or whatever feeling I feel at that moment. I will enjoy it fully before I now share with anybody any other information about it. First of all. Now, secondly, what I'm going to do with my 1 billion naira is all about what I want to do in my own personal life, right? And in my personal life, it's me that knows what my problems are. So I'm going to find all those places that are leaking in my life and I'll use part of that money and shock those places. You understand? So that I can use it to buy some happiness. Some of the happiness that I would get from fulfillment. I'll use that money to make those fulfillments come true. Then I can now decide that, okay, who do I want to share this my money with or my happiness with or whatever feeling I'm feeling. I will now figure it out. But for now, I'm never going to tell anybody. I'm not the type that even has a loud mouth in the first place. So that's not even a question.
Yeah. So for me, I don't think happiness is going to, I don't think my happiness is going to shift. Right? I think I'll be more happy. I'll be happier.
Is that not a shift?
Well, so I would be happier. And I don't think I'll have more problems. I know the bigger you become, the bigger your problems, right? But I don't really think I will be having that much problem because you see that 1 billion is very good and I'll be very smart and strategic with my spending.
Are you sure?
But one thing that, I would actually be very smart.
Wait, hang on. Yeah. Calm down before you be saying very, very. Calm down. Calm down. Wouldn't you be excited? At least because you know that 1 billion naira, no matter how you spend, even if you spend 1 million, like out of it, you still have like how many other millions?
Of course, I get excited.
That's what I mean.
But see
you're
where
like,
the
no,
excitement is. Anytime I have any money in my account, I always divide it into two. Right. And it's not because I'm saving the other one.
What are you doing?
The remaining half is to be languished.
So that's what
that
I
money
mean.
is to be chopped.
That's what I
feel
mean.
me? It's like, so I'm going to divide the money into two or whatever I want to divide it into. So many things are going to change.
I trust you.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to access me easily.
I agree.
My contacts, I'm going to delete all, and then I'm going to resave the contacts how I like. Right? So know that a lot of you would be cut off for very good reasons. If I become a billion, believe me.
All is inside this 1 billion naira.
You would think that I've won like a life lottery. Believe it. Like, I'm going to change all my contacts. I don't think my friends are going to change because we've gone through so much. Physically, I'm going to change a lot.
I trust you. That I know.
A lot. I'm going to change a lot physically. If
wait. But I don't want you to change. Okay, wait. Okay, tell us. Yeah, what do you think you're going to change? I think I know what you're going to change.
So number one.
But tell us.
Number one. Yes. I'm going to, you see, everything from my jaw down will be worked on.
Are you serious?
Yes. Now, you see, I have a love-hate relationship with my nose. I love my nose so much. But then, it's like some days it's pregnant, some days she's skinny, But like, I love my nose some days, right? But I would also want to get like some injections here and there, to have like the very plastic KenDoll.
Wait. But you know what I kind of feel? I kind of feel like you're trying to change everything.
Who I am.
Yeah. If you say
it like that, then it's that.
If you say like from here down.
Yeah.
Now everything be
okay, so what I mean like from here down is like number one. First thing I would do.
You don't have to point it out, Sha, because
no, you should know. You should know because it will happen.
It's a lot.
Because it will happen and nothing will change it. So, you know how you shave your jawbone to be sharp? It's not injection, because if you get injections, it's going to swell even more. So it's like this shape, And there's this thing they call electrolysis. Not laser hair removal. That's rubbish. Electrolysis done and dusted.
Okay, I get that one.
That one must do. My body, I will be so, snatched, chiseled.
So now,
looking very...
because I need to... You guys...
And spotless,
you guys, please check out his IG, right?
Spotless,
so that you can check the snatch that he's saying. Because this guy is skinny.
I have to be skinny, but this will be next.
But you want to snatch, don't worry, you can remove all of ribs.
That's the idea.
That's the point.
That's the idea. So a lot of things would change. And when it changes, I love like, people who are up there. So I'm not going to change my friends. I'm just going to add some more friends. And this is not because I think that they are real. I know you're fake. So you wouldn't have access to that part of me where you're going to hurt me. We're just going to be aesthetically pleasing to the sight of the world. It's very interesting and very sweet. So these are the things that I know for sure is I would wear designers, plenty designers, bago, shoe, clothes, everything. If I want to come out looking like you, I will. I like stuff like that.
I agree. I agree with...
I'll be very happy.
I agree with the designer stuff because clearly, bro, I don't even need to tell you guys. You guys already know that I'm extra. So I'm going to be extra. But this now brings us back to what we were talking about, the topic of today, happiness. So you see how Kelvin wants to spend his own 1 billion naira on certain things like doing cosmetic procedures, all of that, and then changing his friends or adding new friends. That's his own idea of happiness. And then you can also see the difference in my own idea of happiness. I'm sure that your own idea of happiness also is different. So do you not see that you cannot expect someone else outside to give you that true happiness? Nobody can except yourself. It's very important for us to understand that while all of us are complaining and our major problem is really money, You get it? Nobody really has any real problem.
Yeah,
that
it's
isn't
usually
money.
money.
I mean, some people have real problems for sure, and I pray that they, go through them and come out on top. But generally speaking, people's problems are really money. But then it is what the money can do for you, not the paper itself.
Not the paper, yeah.
So while you're trying to put value on the paper, you are being stupid. What you are supposed to put value on is how the paper makes you feel.
Yeah.
So if you can, for any reason, feel that same feeling from something else, like waking up in the morning, like actually being able to breathe by yourself, like being able to smile or use your two legs to walk from one place to another, then you should be grateful for the life that God has given you. It's very important. But I know that it's something that people might feel is superficial, or people might feel I'm just saying just because it's something that you get every day. But not everybody gets it every day. There are people who wake up the next day and they are paralyzed from their leg down or waist down or knee down. And some people wake up and they just lose their sight, or there's an accident or something, unforeseen circumstances. Let us be wiser with these things. I know that we all love money. Like, money is sweet.
Yeah.
And it can buy some form of fulfillment that will now give you happiness. But then money, it's in itself, the paper itself. If you stack up a lot of money here, this is money, but you're not using it to do anything.
Yeah, what is it?
You can never be
happy.
happy. Like, it's worthless. But when you use it to do something, it's those things that you do with the money that give it value.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I feel you. It's very, very smart take. It's a very smart
But I know
take.
that a lot of people don't think like that.
Yeah, like me. Like, I can't fault myself for feeling that way. And it's because if I look at it very well, majority of the things that result to like my sadness is not being able to fulfill a particular thing. Like ideas, you have ideas in your head, you need to fund it. So I think money is a way. It makes a lot of things to happen. Without that money, especially when you have genuine people around you, you've been able to look into yourself, you found happiness from within. And there are now things that are making you sad, which boils down to money.
So do you think that somebody can truly be happy without money?
No, I disagree. You can never be happy without money. Unless maybe you were like born into poverty. And this is not because I'm trying to say that you understand, like say be some type of way because you are poor. You can see how my words are just mixing everywhere because I'm trying to be polite.
No, but you can just say what you want to say.
Like unless you're born into poverty, then you don't know any other life than that, right? But generally, I'll tell you that you can never be happy without money, because without money, you can't even really eat. You can't really look good. You can't really, you can't even really have people that care for you like that. Because I'm saying so because these days, you need to have a level of stability to enjoy certain things. Do you understand? Like even friendships. Where do you want to stay and meet the type of people that really compliment you? Like, I don't know how. No. Let's be.
Okay.
This is me. Okay. So I'm speaking from my point of view, right?
Yeah, keep going.
So I'll tell you that you cannot really be happy without money, because you wouldn't be able to buy things you want to buy. You wouldn't be able to go to the kind of places you want to go to. You wouldn't be able to acquire or achieve even down to the littlest things. Education, you will pay for it. Everything in life, you need to pay for it. So for me, money is like a way, is the door that leads to opportunities. All of those things. If you don't have money, you are finished.
Okay, so I've got your message. I've got your point. Your point is that you cannot be happy without money.
You can never.
Okay, I hear you. However, I have a different point of view. And I have a different point of view because I have had the opportunity to both have and not have. Or not have, then not have. Any way that you want like to, that. Any way that you want to picture it. So, and with that being said, I realized that money does not equal happiness.
Yeah.
At all. Yes, money can be used in a valuable way that can give you happiness. See that there's a bit of a arithmetic in between there.
I like
not
that.
The paper of money.
Yeah.
So and because of that, this now takes us back to like our parents.
Yeah.
Where our parents felt happy with stability, security, with ambition, with the thought that there is somebody who has potential, who can actually, those things made them happy over somebody actually having the money at hand. Right? Now, I also know that we're in this generation where everything equals to money, and as much as that doesn't quite translate into happiness, because if you have life, you have good health, you have a home, shelter, whether the shelter na hot
container
or hot or container or whatever, it's your space, it's yours, and you are safe in there. And then you have food like vegetation, natural stuff. You know that you can be happy like that. You know that, right? You do not need money for that. You can still teach your kids morals, because at the end of the day, what they use in the streets is not the 1 + 1 is equals to 2. What they use in the streets is intellect, like how well you've trained them to relate with other people, and how to make money, how to tell what somebody needs, and how to sell what you have. Those things are not about money. Those things is from experience. So personally, I know that all the other things in life can give you happiness. Then money is like the cherry on the icing on the cake. However, with that being said, now, let me now be like, our parents used to find happiness in stability, security, love, those potential and stuff. So do you think that now in this our new generation where we're capitalizing on having money, do you think that is just like an easy way out, like a lazy route? Or is that even wise in the first place?
These days, right? It's the 21st century and everybody really thinks about things that are like of the aesthetic. Do you
Only
understand?
you, not me.
Well, for me,
I mean GenZs are very aesthetic.
And it looks like we are shallow or whatever, but no. At the same time, in as much as our parents then, right, they were trying their best to like work so hard, try to make ends meet, whatever. You see, these days, right, people are looking for the easy way out. People are looking for the easy way out.
And there's no real easy way out in life. I hope you know that.
Sometimes there are easy way out.
There's always a lesson to be learned from that.
Yeah, everything in this life, so you're going to learn a lesson. But then I think that there are some things that are actually easy. Some people are like so blessed and so privileged to have things so easily. Some people don't really have to work that much to have it easy.
No, you're talking about superficial, like money. So that's the thing. I get what you're saying. I mean, life can get easy when there's money, but that's not all life is made of. So where you're saying that parents work so hard, I mean, I'm not even a part of those people that you have to work so hard before you can make any money. No. But I also know that when you are taking the easy way out, there is one other turning that takes you longer to find out what you need to find out. So that's why it's a very dicey, and complicated conversation. So
I generally feel like in this generation we are very smart, right? We're very smart. We look for the smartest way to arrive at a destination than really suffering to get there, right? But where I disagree with this generation is the fact that they don't really want to work hard, right?
So how is that smart?
So everybody feels at the back of their mind that just because of Mr. A did maybe something related to tech, something ashawo-ish, something. People, you understand what I mean? Like there are these things that people easily do these days that money is going to enter fast. Like being just a material girl. You think because you're pretty, life is going to sort itself. You think because of you're involved in some fraudulent things, life is going to sort itself. People don't even care about school that much. Do you understand? It's usually about, my own business, my own this, my own that. And nobody is really trying to calm down and work and grow. Everybody is just waiting for that big...
Yeah, but that's what I was talking about when I said that at the end of the day, that's not smart. That's not a smart move. If you're being realistic, it's not a smart move. I get that you can get fulfilled, which is back to the superficial idea of
Yeah.
happiness and what real happiness is, or like what joy is in an instant. So I find that a lot of Gen Zs are so aesthetical. They are so aesthetical in the way that they reason and in the way that they want life to happen. So they
Yeah.
are more in tune or into having the fast money, doing something that someone else has done that would make them really get money. But their life is not the same as the other person. So chances are
Yeah.
you probably wouldn't even make the same money as quickly as that other person made it, first of all,
Yeah.
which isn't wise. Secondly, if you even get to make that money in that way that that person made it, you don't know the downside or the disadvantages of that situation. All you're seeing is the beautiful and the glamorous part, which
Yeah.
life is never all about the glamorous part. Before you see someone who comes out on top or rich or fancy or anything, that person has gone through a lot, and they never get to show you that other part that you are thinking that you can
Yeah.
easily just get. That's where I have issues with the idea or the mindset of Gen Zs. Now, as much as I also agree that our parents really did work so hard, I think that the reason they work so hard is because they followed a program, they followed a pattern that, oh, you have to first go to nursery, primary,
Yeah.
secondary, and before you can make money. But then by the time it got to my own generation, we realized that you could do other stuff. Like if you're a creative person, there are lots of artists in my generation. Artists started to bloom and really boom in my own generation. The
Yeah.
creative part of, life boomed in my own generation. So my own generation, like millennials, realized that you do not have to follow any other person's pattern. You have to follow your own pattern, which is why we are very individual in our nature. Like you cannot come into a room and have a room of millennials who think alike, look alike, dress alike, move alike. That won't happen. But you can walk into a room and have a group of Gen Zs look alike, talk alike, seem alike. And then that's where I also have a bit of issues where Gen Zs are following. I think that they're kind of like in the pattern of our parents, but then using technology as what they are following as a pattern, which is not a bad thing,
Yeah.
However, they don't understand that there's real life and then there's social media or like all this tech life. If you're able to differentiate like millennials do, then you'll be able to know that, oh, there are times when you chill, there are times when you rush, there are times when you copy, there are times when you don't copy. But in general, you need to be an individual of your own self.
Right.
To be happy.
That's true.
Truth.
So I know one thing is for sure, in as much as we, the Gen Zs, right, we preach a lot about individuality.
But you're all
right?
the same.
But they are actually not even like it doesn't even ring in their brain.
At all.
What actually happens with people of this generation is, so for the top most successful people, everybody is trying to replicate that pattern. Like everybody thinks that they are content creators. Everybody thinks that they are Instagram models. Everybody thinks that they are celebrities. Everybody just, those particular things that people do that's going to make so much money is aesthetic. Everybody's talking about you, those type of things. That's what we want, and everybody is following the next person. Nobody's really coming down to look into themselves and find what works for them and what doesn't. I think that's the problem we're facing.
That's what I just said.
I mean, not me.
That's what
not
I just
me,
said.
but like generally, for real.
That's exactly what I just said. Yeah. So, I mean, how is that wise? That isn't very smart. In as much as you like to believe that it is.
But millennials, I think that they like to suffer. And then they also like to make people who don't suffer as much look like they are mad for choosing other routes.
Now that is one notion that Gen Zs are trying to force on millennials. Millennials don't even come to you guys to even find out what you're doing or not. But you guys are so bothered about what millennials are doing that every time you're like, oh, millennials are just trying to figure out what this life is doing. You guys are just doing whatever you're doing. Now, sitting back to say that, oh, millennials like to work hard, no. We just know the
They
difference.
make it look like we're
we
so
just know-
lazy.
because you are.
And we're trying to skip
Exactly, but you
the
just said it. Yeah, you just said that everyone is trying to be an influencer. Everyone is trying to do the same thing. So it is true that you guys are. Just accept it or don't accept it. That's your problem. It's none of our problems. Like, we're just
Anything
moving
against
on.
my generation, I disagree.
Figure out. We're just trying to figure out this thing called life, and it's just unfortunate that every other generation is able to point fingers at us, and we are not even trying to point at anyone. We're just trying to figure this shit out. Let everybody just figure out their shit. Gen Zs want to be the same as each other. That's fine. Millennials are trying to be individual. That's fine. We have it a bit tougher because we're paving the way for you guys, but you guys can't even be appreciative of that. Instead, you want to say, you people are working so hard, but we're working hard because of you.
Okay, but you know, when I said that,
appreciate it.
But you know, when I said that,
unfair.
Gen Z people preach a lot about individuality, but then they don't practice it, right? That didn't equal to millennials are individual people. No. I don't think that millennials are people who do things individually or like have map out
because
things
you're not
for
paying
themselves.
attention.
No, I don't think they're like that.
You're not.
What I think millennials are, they just follow a particular pattern.
But we
that
don't.
that they've given them. Society says that you should do this at this stage, do this at this stage, do this.
No, but we don't.
Like
that's
that.
why. No, that's what our parents. I explained that earlier on this show. That's what our.
Okay, so you don't
parents
think
did.
millennials are also.
No, that's
practicing
why. That is why most of the artists started out and creatives started from millennials. How do you even know to be an influencer if like millennials weren't already trying to be that? Come on. That's why there are more artists from my generation. That's why there are more creatives from my generation paving a way for you guys who now copy each other in doing it versus how individualized we were. That's the point. I already said that.
Yeah, but
I don't
you know,
why this
I think we've taken it to the next
Kelvin,
level.
You people are just copying each other. And
in
I
this
love
generation.
I love it because what I feel is that at the end of the day, when there's like maybe like 100 people doing the same thing, you guys will eventually figure out the pattern to which that same one thing would be perfect, or like it would even be sharper. So I give it to you guys in that sense. But then it just all looks the same. Like even now, the music that is being produced now, in comparison to the music back in the day, it was more dynamic. You could have like an R&B, you can have rock, you can have hip hop, you can have alter, you can. But now everybody is doing Afrobeat. It's the same. It's a generation of people who just love to do the same thing and claim that they are very main character energy.
Yeah, and
whereas,
claim no, and
whereas nothing.
Okay, I hate to agree with you. I know
that you hate it, but yeah, I know. I can feel it, but well, it's what it is. Anyway, I really love today's episode because we're talking about happiness. We're talking about fulfillment. You were able to explain that money gas day there. And really, I 100% agree that money gas day there. It's just that I also come from a generation that has been able to appreciate other things before the money. Most of us come from like average homes. You know, you only have like a few rich people back then, but now you have a lot of rich people. So that makes more sense. I love that. I also like the fact that you're able to acknowledge that it's kind of like I don't know where everybody is doing the same thing. Everybody is an influencer and everybody is living for social media and aesthetic stuff. But then I also hope that you're able to find out that there's a reality of real life. That when
there's
that
real life.
And when that real life happens, you're not going to carry your aesthetic life and come and play in that place.
Real life, you will learn. That's the thing. It's like nobody can preach to you about reality as much as reality itself
will preach to you.
It's going to slap you right in the face and you would wake up.
You will.
Yeah, you wake up.
Well, it's been so much fun hanging with you, Kelvin. I'm so happy to have you back. In a minute, I had someone else here. And that guy was trying to be Gege.
That Gege University
I
of a
swear,
conversation.
in fact,
You are lucky I was not around.
In fact, you guys, in case you missed last week's episode, make sure that you check it out. We were talking about feminism and Gege University.
Yeah.
It was a really fun episode. Make sure that you check that out. But this week's episode also is all about happiness, which everyone is looking for. So I hope that you've been able to pick a thing or two or find your own happiness in your own personal journey, because it's all about you. Until next week, make sure that you subscribe to the House Chronicles every single Thursday at 6 p.m. Just My POV airs, and so other shows. You can also follow us on socials. Kelvin,
the Media KenDoll, on all of my socials.
Dope. And you can follow me on X and on IG at PearlCardy, on TikTok at PearlCardy Talk. I even have my website. You can check it out, but I just don't want to phone. But it's www.pcardy.com. Also, follow us on IG at Just My POV Podcast and on TikTok at Just My POV Pod.
Pod.